Gold take a question?
Of course.
My question is about Afghanistan. And I think we all appreciate that the people of Afghanistan are suffering under brutal persecution of the Taliban. Added to that, there are food shortages, there are medicine shortages, there's been an earthquake that left 1,000 people dead, and there are other humanitarian issues. Canadian charities and NGOs on the ground in Afghanistan are ready and willing to help, but their hands are tied behind their backs, and they're unable to do any work in Afghanistan because of a strict interpretation of Canada's anti-terrorism law, which effectively bans them from working on anything in Afghanistan because it is governed by the Taliban, and the Taliban is listed by Canada as a terrorist entity. So anything they do, they run the risk of being charged under the anti-terrorism law. Other countries, such as the US and the UK, have exempted charities and NGOs from similar laws so as to at least provide assurances that their work will not land them in prosecution. Will the Canadian government do the same?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. As you properly mentioned, the Taliban has been identified and listed as a terrorist entity under the Canadian Criminal Code. I am advised that the departments from across the Government of Canada are seized with this issue. They're working to identify a solution that balances or upholds, more accurately, Canada's national security interests while facilitating the effective delivery of assistance to the Afghan people in this horrible and unprecedented situation. I'm further advised that the government is working with public safety and justice to look at the necessary changes to support the needs of the Afghan people.
Senator Omidvar.
Thank you, Speaker. Senator Gold, I'm happy to know that they are seized with the question. I understand they have been seized with the question for 3 or 4 months since this was identified. Minister Lametti understands that the legislation must be amended. Can you kindly reach out to him and let us know when the amendment is to be tabled in the House of Commons or here in the Senate?
Senator Gold.
Certainly speak to the Minister, who we'll be seeing later today in committee, and pass that message on.
Senator Cordy.